I'll give you a bit of an update on what's happening here with these forks. I've got these back from the hard chromers. They've both been done. Basically what that cost would have been cheaper for me. On eBay I could have bought brand new forks, brand new aluminium triple clamps with bearings, risers, all new front and rear wheels with axles, spacers, nuts, bearings, the whole thing, tyres, tubes, with the front and rear brakes, with the levers and the rear back lever with all hydraulic, whatever. Still would have been cheaper than what that cost to get those two things re-chromed. So that's that. These I'm not going to re-chrome them because it's just they're already too hard to put together as it is. I've got 4 of these, but only 2 of them really will. This one screws in nice, but I didn't realise these. Like I bought new seals for here, these seals, but I'm not going to use. I'm going to keep that one on there. But I didn't realise the old ones have been pressed in or something. I don't know what the story is with them. I've never seen seals like that. So basically what I'm going to have to do is whack that in the lathe and turn this edge down so I get that seal to fit in there nice. And then I'm just going to go with that. They really don't have much oil in them. When I pulled them apart, they had hardly any oil in them. Just a few mils, and they still worked. So I'm only going to put about 50 mils of oil in them, and they're going to get painted in this colour here. It's just chrome. It's not really chrome, but it's like a silvery chrome colour. That'll do. Otherwise, I really would never get them back together. That looks pretty good for just painting it out of a can. I'm going to go with that for sure. Just one coat, I'll give it 2 coats, and I'm going to assemble it all, and then I'm going to rub it down and give it one last coat, and that's it. What I'm going to do is turn a bit of this down so I can fit that in there, and then I can sit that into the chuck without crushing it. So I don't want that to go out around on. That's why the other ones won't go back on. When I pull them apart, it damaged them slightly, and they just don't want to screw back on. That's why I'll make this little thing so it doesn't crush. That fits on there nice and tight, so I can shove that in the chuck and it won't smash it up when I tighten it. And it's a nice tight fit in there. Now we'll put it in the chuck, see if what happens. Here we go. I've got to get this right, otherwise it'll wreck this part. It's the only one that screws on properly. Progress report. I really need 2 hands to do this. So I do not want to stuff this part up. I don't want to have to use one of them other ones. It does seem to be pressed in, that old seal, but that's loose, the last remaining bits of it. I'm just going to slowly try and I'm going to probably end up getting the whole thing out. I haven't really got much choice. This still doesn't fit in there. See, on a normal fork that just pushes in tight. So we'll see what happens. That's what I want to do to it. That's it. Just get it down then. That's just about to pull out. I'll get that off and see how nice this seal fits. The remains of that. See what happens here. That's what I want, is a good tight fit. I can jam that in there, it'll stay in there. I think I'll be able to use that. I'm pretty happy with that. I may even turn a little edge way in there to lock it in, because there's a bit of a bump there on the edge of that. Right there. But see what happens. I'm happy with that. Pretty happy with that. It's all turned out just the way I wanted it to. That's a super tight fit. That gets pressed in. Realistically, I probably should do that one as well, but it seems to be holding fluid, so I'm just going to leave it. Just going to leave that one stock and this one like that. I can always change it later if it leaks, but it doesn't leak. I've checked it. Alright, that turned out good. It's time to put these things together. The first thing you put on is that little O-ring there. I'm going to put 50 mils of 15 weight fork oil in it. It's about 50 mils more than it had in it. So I don't know the exact amount, so they worked before. So they'll be right. I can always change it if it needs more. I'm sure it won't need less. Don't know what's going on here. That's supposed to fit in there. It's supposed to slot into there. So I'm going to have to take these over to the lathe and turn the edge off them a bit. Got that set up like that. I'll just have to see how we go. Damn, we moved it. We moved the thing. Don't want to take much off it, just a bit. I've already taken that first section. You can see that. I'm aim it at it. Doesn't need much. Be careful it doesn't go flying across the room either. There's only a little bit holding that on. Really should be using two hands to do this. I think that's enough. Look, it fits now. There it is there, the edge is slightly smaller. Yep, fits in nice. Without a lathe I couldn't have done that. I'm going to actually put less than 50 mils of oil in it, I've decided. It hardly had any oil in it. I don't know what's the story, how much it's supposed to have, but 50 mils with the spring come up to about here. So, come about halfway up. So I really only want it down about here. So I'm going to put about 30 mils in it. One brand new Deckson Eagle fork. Works like a champ. What I got to do now, because I knew this bit here was going to get damaged. This one didn't, but the next one will. So those will get repainted. I'll rub that down, paint that top section, give the whole another 2 coats. Finished. It turned out really good. The next one's not going to be so much fun. All back together, worked perfectly. That turned out better than I was over hoping. Now all I just got to do is rub this down. Give the whole thing a quick rub. Rub them nice. Respray them with this stuff properly. They're done. I've got new dust caps. Perfect. One set of Deckson forks. There they are, resprayed. Actually look quite good. Bloody happy with those. The reason I didn't paint them black or any other colour is because they're underneath chromed. If any of this little stuff here gets chipped or anything, you can't see it. It really hides it well. I've got brand new dust caps I managed to track down. So yeah, they turned out good. Once they got the new wheel, or rebuilt wheel and everything else there, they'll look fine. Anyway, there's the forks there all finished. Pretty happy with them. They're ready to go on. The rest of the stuff's still at the chrome platers. He's got a bit of a backlog, old mate, over there, but they will be getting done soon. I don't know if they'll be getting done before I go to Sydney. I'm going to Sydney in 8 days. So he said ring on Friday. If they're not done by then, I won't be getting them back till I get back. And you know, then I can start this thing. because I'll have the Kickstarter back. It's the only thing I'm waiting for. I can start it, and the fuel tank. But I've got a little auxiliary tank I can just use to get it started anyway. Yeah. Anyway, thanks for watching. I'll just put this up on a video, and it's getting closer. I'll assemble all the wheels when I get back, and triple clamps, forks, seat on the tank. Just got to paint this colour strip in the centre of the tank. The only thing I really haven't got are the mud guards. I do have a couple of guards. I've got one original one, but it's pretty bad. They were originally chromed. I was thinking I could possibly make a couple out of fiberglass if I have to, and I'll just paint them. I don't know what colour I'll decide. Anyway, thanks for watching that, and yeah, thanks everyone that's subscribed lately. I've got quite a few now, as far as I'm concerned anyway. Never thought I'd get that many. Thanks.